Not walk forward into shots, just eating them with your fucking face. And then at the end of the fight, she's got hands up. Oh, I probably took that. And a corner saying, yeah, you've got that one, man. We think we've took this one. You didn't fucking do anything. You just walked around. You were a punch bag for fucking 30 minutes. What the fuck? UFC Fight Night, Atlantic City. What a bullshit card. A bullshit card from start to finish. The prelim probably wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be, but a shitty main card can't save a decent prelim. A decent prelim can't save a shitty card, a main card even. And a shitty main card just casts a shadow on a decent prelim, which wasn't even that decent. There was still bullshit in the prelim, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But before we do me a favor, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you'd like, but if you do, keep in mind that I will hunt down your worst enemy and slaughter them in Minecraft. Gotta make sure I'm covered legally in saying that, in Minecraft. The first fight I'm going to talk about is Malkoun Petroski. Malkoun. Fuck knows what order it was in. Who the fuck cares? Petroski knocked himself out on Malkoun's hip. I picked Malkoun. I did. I picked Malkoun. But I can't deny that I picked Malkoun because I thought he were a better wrestler. I thought he was going to shoot the takedowns, at least be threatening with them if he didn't get them, and then use that to help him with the stand-up, which wasn't the case. In fact, Petroski was the one shooting takedowns, switching levels to help with his boxing, and it was working, in my opinion. I think Petroski was winning the fight. I was like, fuck. God damn it, Malkoun, why won't you shoot a takedown? And then it happened. Petroski shot. Malkoun stepped in to throw a jab, which missed. But the step in was a collision. So he stepped in with the hip to throw a power jab, missed the jab, but because his hip had stepped in, Petroski's collided with the hip going for the takedown, dazed himself. I don't think he was like hurt. I think he was a little bit dazed. He tried to hang on to the leg, lost balance as Malkoun pulled the leg away. And instead of trying to stay standing with Malkoun while he's off balance, I think he went to all fours to... It's safer. He went to all fours because he thought to himself, if I just go to all fours now, it's going to be a grappling exchange that I'm not winning, but I can fight my way to the top. I feel stronger in the grappling. I could probably stand back up and shake off these cobwebs while I'm down here. If he comes and jumps on top of me, we'll do a little bit of wrestling. No, that didn't happen though. Malkoun fucking ran across the octagon and booted him in the ribs. Absolutely lovely body shot. If only it went for the weird hip nonsense, that would have been glorious. But yeah, so definitely broke a rib or two on Petroski, did Malkoun, but what can you do, eh? Malkoun just hips of steel. The redeeming factor of that fight was when Malkoun got on the microphone afterwards and said some shit like, yeah, I saw a wounded gazelle, so I just thought I'd kick him. Thought I'd better kick him. Or some shit like that. Kick him while he was down. Or something like that. It was really fucking funny. So that kind of saved that fight, in my opinion, was the performance on the mic after it. I almost forgot. I'll have to cut this in. Did you notice that the referee was Jesse on Fire? Did anyone else notice that? I was sat there and I was like, Jesse on Fire's dad or some shit must be the ref, because it looks like an old Jesse on Fire. Like, that's Jesse on Fire looking into a mirror to his future, you know? Then Dudakova pulls out. Thinks she was sick. Like, she turned up to fight. Was sick. Didn't fight. Whatever. I guess. Whatever. Next up, my man Aslan. Picked him because he's got not only the name, but the heart of a lion. He won. It was a strange one. I won't lie. I felt like the Pleasure Man was taking over. The Pleasure Man was taking over that fight, but no. Aslan put a stop to it. You could argue it was a little bit of an early stoppage. I'm not going to, because it went in my favour. Aslan most probably on roids. We won't mention that though, because it went in my favour. Conor Matthews. Ruzubov is the only fight I got right on the main card, but it was an eye poke TKO. Like eye poke like he poked him in the fucking eye, and that was the finish. The ref called it off, so probably shouldn't have gone in my favor, but it did. But this was the start of the bullshit. This was, I suppose, maybe the hip knockout or Jan Dudarova dropping out was the start of the bullshit. But no, in my opinion, this was the start of the bullshit. Okay, an eye poke knockout. Not going to talk much more about that. On to the next fight, Chris Weidman with the slickest, most amazing, newest, hot off the presses combination you've ever seen. The fucking eye poke left hook. I know it's mirrored, so it looks like I just threw a right hook, but it was a left hook. Trust me. Okay, fucking eye poke, left hook. Unbeatable combination. Absolutely glorious. The referee called it a TKO. What the fuck? Then after the fact, the officials are going through the footage and like, that was a double eye poke left hook KO, guys. We can't really, we can't really go with that. So they decided, okay, we'll most of the fights taking place. We'll just score the 3 minutes that took place in the last round, and we'll do it that way. Chris Weidman still won. No point deduction. Not even like a warning either. Not even like we're going to take a point because you won on a foul. None of that. No, no. He won. What the fuck? Was it a fix? Vicente Luque. Now, in my predictions, I had gone on a little bit about Wyman not being the same because of the leg break, and not even talking physically but mentally, where he would be doubting himself because he's been involved in two leg breaks, and that's a leg break by itself is extremely rare in the sport, but being a fighter who's involved in two of them uh, is significantly rarer. And if it's happened twice, then in the back of your mind you could be thinking going to happen a third time. You know, I think the moment that you think no, it's never going to happen a third time is the time that it happens. I think Weidman was thinking, well, my leg's never going to break, or that'll never happen again after the Anderson Silva breakage, and then it happened to him. So I think it was playing. I theorized it would be playing on his mind, and that would make him more timid. But maybe that was the case for Vicente Luque. Maybe this brain hemorrhage, this little brain hemorrhage, like it's like I'm downplaying it. This brain hemorrhage, maybe it's playing on his mind. Maybe he did what he wanted to do. It didn't work out how he expected. He thought to himself, "That's the game plan. It's not working. I'm not going to stick to it. I think I'm just going to get out of here while I've got my health. I don't want to get punched in the head. I don't want to take any damage. Not again." But if that's the case, then maybe retire, dude. Maybe retire, because you can't go into a fight and the second your little game plan didn't work on the first try. Like, you mix it up, but whatever. It didn't work on the first try. You can't just lay on your back, shell up, and he had feet on hips. He had options, things to do. He could have kicked off and rolled. He could have shrimped away. He could have bridged and rolled. Sorry, he could have bridged and rolled. He could have shrimped away. He could have gone for a weird little trip. He had both. He had one foot on the hip. He could have pulled one from behind the knee. Lovely little trip. He had options, plenty of options. He could have stood up. He didn't. He just accepted the position. Bullshit. Bullshit. Now for the main event. When someone says there's going to be a classic matchup of the striker versus the grappler, striker being Manon Ferrot and the grappler being fucking Erin Blanchfield, I thought to myself, like I did with most of the fights on this card, the person who can mix it up with the wrestling and can dominate that position, that oppressive position, is probably going to win the fight. I think that Erin Blanchfield will be able to get the takedown. I think Manon Ferrot maybe stops one or two, and then the takedowns, they just become more easily, and I think she gets a really quick submission. Well, wasn't I wrong? Because despite being a purebred grappler her entire career, despite maybe even before she were training off her own back, like when she was a kid and your parents are deciding your extracurricular activities, maybe she was in wrestling then. I don't fucking know. If it was from when she had a choice to say it's not even from when she was a kid. Say when she became of age, she decided, I'm going to start wrestling, and she made that decision. Maybe she was a teenager. She made that decision for herself. She's been wrestling for a number of years. She's been grappling for a number of years, I should say. Grappling for a number of years. Why the fuck did you not grapple? You shot 2 takedowns on the fence. Shoot a takedown. Fucking throw a jab, drop down low. Throw a hook, fake a hook, drop down low. What the fuck are we doing? This is day one MMA. This is shit they were doing in like UFC 3. This is what they were doing as soon as they let wrestlers into the UFC. It was fake up top, go down low. Go down low, fake up top. Not walk forward into shots, just eating them with your fucking face. And then at the end of the fight, she's got hands up. Oh, I probably took that. And a corner saying, yeah, you've got that one, man. We think we've took this one. You didn't fucking do anything. You just walked around. You were a punch bag for fucking 30 minutes. What the fuck? Bullshit. Utter bullshit. Quadrilateral bullshit. 4 bullshits, one after another, on the main card of UFC Fight Night Atlantic City. What the fuck? That was all the bullshit. All the bullshit. I just want to finish this video by I also want to give a quick shout out to Jesse on Fire. Excellent refereeing throughout the fight, Jesse. Jesse on Fire from the future. He's looking a little bit older. Jesse didn't age well, is what I was thinking the entire time I was watching that card. I hope Jesse's taller than that ref, actually. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. But yeah, the referee for a lot of the card was Jesse on Fire. If you don't know, yeah, or Jesse on Fire's dad. I don't fucking know. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put this in. I almost forgot. Okay.